Hey, it's Pat from My Mind, My Power. You may have recently noticed that on My Mind, My Power's daily lessons, we've been sharing some independent reading activities. These are inspired by the concept that it takes 20 minutes every night to help readers become better at reading. So the idea here is to read for 20 minutes. This isn't new. When I was in school, they called this SSR, Silent Sustained Reading. And the idea is that if you can build up the endurance to read for 20 minutes every single night, that you will become a better, more proficient reader. Sometimes teachers will put books in your hands, and that's what you are asked to read. Sometimes we'll give you a textbook and assign a short story. Other times we'll choose an article from a local newspaper, and sometimes we'll use a magazine. There's no wrong way to read, you just gotta read. So the independent reading activities are a way to give you time, and that's really what it's all about, to ask you to take about 20 minutes to read and about 30 minutes to work on an assignment that indicates that you read and that you did your best to make sense of what you read. You know, when I talk with my goddaughter and she reads, and when she's done reading, we'll talk to her about what it is she read. We'll ask questions like, well, tell me about it. What did you learn? What do you think the author was trying to tell you? Did you like it? What did you think about it as you read it? How do you feel now that you're done? And those are ways for her to discuss what we want her to do, what we want her to make sense of while she reads. Oftentimes in classrooms, students will or teachers will engage in discussions that elicit those thoughts. Not every student is an interpersonal learner. Not every student wants to stand up and talk about those things. So the worksheet that My Mind, My Power is sharing gives the students an opportunity to go through those skills. So as I'm looking at this worksheet, you know, they're skills that students use multiple times a week. Write a summary. Write a summary about what it is that you just read. Engage in inquiry. So ask some high-level questions about what you read. Stay away from level 1 questions. You know, don't ask, well, what was the title of that? Ask, you know, level 2 or level 3 questions like, why did the author choose that title? Or what is another title that the author could have chosen? And then you go through some specific strategies like making inferences about the characters or identifying the main idea or the central idea. And there's 3 different versions of this activity. There's a vocabulary version, which emphasizes vocabulary acquisition. So choose 4 relatively new words to you and take them apart and create a new meaning for yourself. And then there's one that combines vocabulary acquisition with art. And you'll see that I labeled that the art version, where they have half a page on the back, or nearly half a page, to draw a picture that's inspired by what they read. And I have some great examples that I've shared on the Instagram page for My Mind, My Power. Then there's a creativity version, which is a little more complex and tends to take a little bit more time. And that's where students are asked to create their own understanding using new skills. For example, choose 10 words and identify synonyms, or identify antonyms, or identify synonyms and antonyms. They choose, they just got a circle part. They are asked to write a poem, a short poem about, or that was inspired by what they read. They're given a little bit of space to create a picture, whether it's a political cartoon or just some kind of artwork that says, hey, this is my takeaway. And the final part of that creativity version is for them to create 2 multiple choice questions. And those are harder than you think. So again, these are the independent reading activities that are listed on My Mind, My Power's daily lessons page. Please check us out on Facebook at My Mind, My Power, or you can find us on most social media. And as always, these lessons are available for free. And you can email me with questions, Patrick@mymindmypower.com.